All right, here's a video I wanted to do to show you how there are the answers to this practice questions and the Unit 7 notebook, just in case you were struggling with some of them or you wanted to check your work. So here's how I'm going to explain how I got it. I have them all worked out. I'm just going to explain how I got them here. Number one, what's the sum of the measures of an interior angle of a pentagon? I did that n minus 2 times 180, and I got 540. A pentagon is, by the end of this unit, you're going to have a pentagon memorized as 540, and a quadrilateral four-sided shape is 360. So I did n minus 2 times 180, got 540. Number two, what's the sum of the measures of an interior angle of a 27 pentagon? The same exact thing. I did sum, that's what this S means, sum equals n minus 2 times 180. Yep, 4,500. That's a lot of angles in that 27 gone. All right, number three, what's the measure of each important word interior angle of a regular octagon? That's when you take your sum, n minus 2 times 180, and you divide it by the number of sides. So here's my n minus 2 times 180 equals 108, and I divided it by 8 right here to get 135. So all these are from the first page of the notes. What's the measure of each interior angle of a regular 20gon? The exact same thing, but now you're going to see 20 minus 2 times 180, and then my dividing it by 20 to get 162. All right, number five. 5 angles of a hexagon measure. What is the measure of the sixth angle? Okay, so hexagon, what will help you is that you need to know what the interior sum of this thing is, 6 sides. Hexagon has 6 sides. You don't have to memorize that, but you probably will eventually because we're going to be dealing with them a lot. So hexagon, 6 sides, and you need to know what the interior sum of that is. So I can say 6 minus 2 times 180 if you don't have it memorized. You don't have to memorize the interior sum of any of them. You don't have to, because you can just say number of sides minus 2 times 180. So I did that, and I got 720. And then, how do I get that last remaining one? Is I just took all these numbers, made them 586, I added them, and I subtracted that, and my one leftover angle is 134, and that's what it wants. So you need the interior sum, find out what you got, and then what's given, and then subtract it. All right, sum of the interior angles of a polygon 1620, how many sides does it have? This is tough, okay? This is tough. So what you do is get your interior sum. That's 1620 equals, so you see this formula here? I said sum equals n minus 2 times 180. But look at this formula here, and let's compare it to this formula. Well, here they give us the number of sides. That's why that number is in for n. Here we have to figure out the number of sides. That's why this n is still there, because we have to figure that out. We are trying to, there's the sum right there on the other side of the equation. Here's the sum they give us. So I'm using S equals n minus 2 times 180. So I think the easiest way to do this is, how did I get 9? Is I divided both sides by 180. And I get 1620 divided by 180 is 9. And the n minus 2 drops down. And then you just add 2 to both sides, and the number is 11. So that's what you do. And that's probably the toughest one so far. Number 6. I use that formula, divide by 180. Another way you could do it is you could distribute 180 times n, 180 times -2, and then solve the equation. So your equation would look like this. That's another way to do it. I think it's the longer way, but it works. Add the 360 divided by 180, you're going to get 11. Either way works, but I just get rid of the 180 because it is times to this whole side. The opposite is of multiply is divide. I mean, it's almost saying like this, 1620 equals 180n. You would just divide the 180. So I divided the 180. Instead of an n, we have an n minus 2 in parentheses. And you can do that. Either way works. The sum of interior angles of a polygon is 390. How many sides does the polygon have? So they have an interior sum. I think this says 390. No, this is 3960. I cut and pasted that weird. So 3960 is the same exact thing. 3960 equals number of sides. So I need n. So that's why n is in there. So now we should feel a little more better because it's the same exact process. Divide by the 180, and I get 22 equals n minus 2, then add the 2. So there's your second chance of looking at this type of math. So n is 24. So I hope you feel a little better after seeing it twice. What's the sum of the measures of an exterior angle of a nonagon? I don't really care what this says. If it says sum of the measures of the exterior angles, it's 360. Every single shape has an exterior sum of 360. Okay, number 9, solve for x. So these are exterior angles. They always add up to 360. Look, there's me saying they add up to 360. I combined all those x's and got 29x. Combined those negatives and positive numbers and got 12. Now I just subtract 12, then divide by 29, done. If it's exterior, and these are exterior, make it equal to 360. So there's exterior sum for 8 and 9. Number 12, if the interior angle of a regular polygon measures 108, how many sides does it have? This is really the challenging question. This is actually the most challenging part. So I am going to try to help you make this easier. So this is the most challenging type of question. So what I want you to do is we're going to use the exterior angle. Now remember, on any shape, let me throw a shape out here. If you have an exterior angle off one of these sides, remember how we find the exterior angle. We do a 180. So every interior angle and every exterior angle in a regular polygon will always add up to 180. Every in plus every exterior adds up to 180 on a regular polygon. So that's where my 72 came from. I went ahead and found the 72 because the 72 is easy to work with. Okay, so here's my exterior divided by n equals 72, and I just replaced these two and divided 360 divided by 72, and I get 5. The number of sides is 5. If you're having trouble with that, we'll see it again. So I'm going to convert to exterior and use this 360 over n equals angle. 360 over n, number of sides, equals angle. Exterior angle, not interior angle. You got to convert it to exterior. Find the value of x. Well, this 900, how did I get that? Well, I counted number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did my n minus 2 times 180 with the 7. Yeah, that's all you got to do. Use that every time. So I put the 7 in there. I got 900. I added all these up. And I hope you did not forget this 90 here. Added them all up to get 806, subtracted 806, this guy is 94. Almost finished. Same exact idea as this. Same exact, but there's a lot more going on here. Counted the sides. I got 6 sides. That's important. I use this formula right here to get 6 times 6 minus 2 times 180, and that's how I got this number. That's the number you need. That's the interior sum, because these are interior angles. Up here on number 9, they were exterior angles, so I needed 360. So we combined all those to the 26x and 278. That part's easy. The hardest part is to know what they all, so this part's easy to add them all up, combine like terms, but you got to know what they equal. That's the interior sum using this formula, 720 on a 6-sided shape, and divided. All right, so the next question is for accelerated geometry. This is tough. If the figure below is a regular polygon, solve for x. So what did I do is I said, okay, if this is regular and they give me one angle, regular means all the angles are the same. So how many angles do I have here? I counted 10. That's where this 10 came from. So that means I have 10 of these. I mean, I could sit here and write 10x plus 4 10 times and all these angles. But if this is regular, I'm going to have 10 of these. And that's why I multiplied this by 10. Okay, this 1440, I got that from this method over here. I did n minus 2 times 180. I put the 10 in, and I got 1440. So there's your equation. 10 of these equals the interior sum by using n minus 2 times 180, and I just solved. And if you want to find the measurement of each of these angles, you could say, well, 10 times 14 plus 4, 144. The measure of all these angles is 144. All right, so there's some guided practice and review answers for you. Wanted you to try these, and hopefully if you were stuck on one of them, that helped.